Keith Freeman made the decision on how these funds are being used. Keith Freeman is going on these trips. You understand, this is a new mayor. This is someone that is new to this job.
But she never thought, hey, I shouldn't fly first class. I shouldn't stay at the Four Seasons.
If there was a problem with any of that, if that's not how you're supposed to do it, she relied on Freeman to tell her. He's telling her this is how we do things.
Damn, Tiffany. It's like every time you look up, it gets crazy. Tiffany done did something else. Let's find out what she done did.
The self-proclaimed super mayor is a prolific poster on social media, but what she rarely publicizes are her travels, trips frequently paid for by taxpayers.
If you want to have a good time, spend your own dime.
Despite being a trustee,
Now, didn't I just say that? If you want to have a good time, spend your own dime. The girl got a lot of dimes, over $200,000 worth.
first time Tammy Brown has been able to see the village's credit card statements, records we had to get through a judge's order. Last January, we told you Tiffany Henyard and her entourage racked up more than $67,000 in travel-related charges in just 5 months. But that's just what was charged to Thornton Township credit cards, where she's the supervisor. When you add in what was billed to Dalton, trips for Mayor Henyard and her entourage cost taxpayers more than $100,000.
$100,920. Where she was at, where she was going, what she was doing. And just to touch a little bit on when they said these records and they sued WG and sued the city. When you see people talking about making FOIA requests, we call it the sunset law where I am. I'm in the state of Missouri. And so as residents, the documents that are in your city halls is not City Hall's records, it's yours as a resident. It's your taxpaying dollars. When you make a request, by law, the city has a certain amount of time to get it to you. I believe it's between 48 and 72 hours to get it to you. Now, what they can do is they can charge you for copies. Sometimes it's even up to 10 cents per copy because you could be making a frivolous request. If people did that all day and then you just run the city's resources dry, it doesn't make sense. But you are supposed to have access to it. If you don't get access to it, you have a legitimate lawsuit and you're gonna win because residents always have the right to know where their money is being spent and how things are being governed in their area. You're supposed to be governing the people by the people. And that's why you hear them talking about these documents. Since Mayor Henyard has been stalling these documents, $40,000 on wigs, $60,000 on.
We questioned Henyard about travel last fall.
I do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you.
Look at her face. I mean, like, this is the thing. She be having that look on her face where it's like, I just don't believe you, Tiffany. I want to, but I don't. Like, I mean, she just look guilty. She be looking like she be looking like she don't even believe what she say. She'll just say it, and then you be like, what? Sometimes she'll have a smirk or a little laugh while she's saying it. She's like, yeah, let me throw this out here and see if they believe this. I swear.
You, though?
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas?
She didn't want to answer. She knows. Look at her. She knows it's a lie. You're lying.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas? Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Who is them?
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
When Henyard hits the road, she and other village and township officials do so in style. Records show they often fly first class, pay for upgrades. They've stayed at luxury hotels, including the Four Seasons, and dine at steakhouses.
I wouldn't have stole the money, though. I would have been using the salary that she gets. I mean, again, she getting that bag anyway. $275,000. You can go where you want to go, eat where you want to eat, stay where you want to stay, like you straight. What are you doing? What you using other people's money for? That's just greedy.
Let's look at one trip to Austin, Texas in July of last year. 5 people, including Mayor Henyard, for 5 days. While we previously reported the township was billed $27,000, we now know the actual cost was more than $47,000.
What you buying Walgreens for $1,000? I don't know what the Walgreens in Texas be selling. They say everything's bigger in Texas. But what you buying in Texas for $1,000? I don't get it. Me and my family have traveled. Sisters, nephews, nieces, mama, whatever. We'll travel. And then you may hit up the convenience store or hit up, Walgreens, Walmart, and get your snacks for your hotel room, right? Like you got sodas, tea, or whatever you do. But you ain't finna spend $1,000 on it. I mean, how many people you taking with you? Even if you took 10 people with you, you don't need to spend $1,000. I don't understand what she buying in Walgreens for $1,000.
Explanation for any of the travel was that it was to attend a conference.
I'm sure you guys had an awesome time on the backs of taxpayers, but what do we gain from any of these trips? We gain nothing.
Nothing.
Trustees say they've been demanding explanations for months.
You the ones that's costing the village money.
Henyard and her team refused to share the credit card records.
We were never allowed to get those statements.
Keith Freeman made the decision on how these funds are being used. Keith Freeman is going on these trips. This is someone that is new to this job.
But she never thought, hey, I shouldn't fly first class. I shouldn't stay at the Four Seasons.
If there was a problem with any of that, she relied on Freeman to tell her, this is how we do things.
How things were done in Dalton is costing taxpayers dearly. Records we obtained show the village leased 3 luxury SUVs for Henyard's use at a cost to residents of more than $374,000.
I still never understood why they needed 3 luxury vehicles. 3 of them anyway, but why they gotta be luxury? What's that about? And then why her lawyer throw Keith Freeman under the bus? Let me not even say that. I know why he threw her under the bus. It makes sense. He's gotta move the presumption of guilt off of his client. So the lawyer's actually doing what makes sense. But again, we know everything is alleged because she hasn't been indicted or convicted of anything. But it just looks so damn bad. Man, oh, girl, please.
The mayor didn't spend any of this money. Keith Freeman made decisions and reported to the mayor, this is what we're doing. The mayor trusted him until she didn't.
About that. This is me talking to people that understand business, that understand finance.
Back to those Dalton credit cards. They include nearly $25,000 charged in 5 months without explanation to places like Walmart, Target, and Jewel. There was $5,000 spent at local restaurants and Uber Eats. And Tiffany Henyard's personal photographer charged the village $3,400.
What I think is interesting about this case, this story, is you can be highly legal and unethical at the same time.
Kelly Richmond Pope is an accounting professor who has investigated municipal spending. She says the brazenness is what caught her eye.
Who does this? Who lives this way so out loud? It's almost like, I dare you to ask. I dare you to ask me. And I'm just shocked that a leader would think that they could get away with this type of behavior and that no one's going to ask them about it.
Trustees for both of the governments headed by Henyard have now limited special event and credit card spending, but it may be too little, too late. Dolton is laying off workers after trustees discovered the village is millions in the hole.
We sort of knew we were in a bind, but not to this extent. This is devastating.
Federal prosecutors charged Keith Freeman with bankruptcy fraud. He's now cooperating with trustees investigating Henyard's spending, but he denies he's working with the feds. Freeman declined to comment.
Damn, Tiffany, it's every time you look up, it gets crazy. So they're laying off workers at the village of Dalton, which means you have less people to administer services, which means you can serve even less of the public. The residents are getting hurt now. That's never okay. You make decisions in government for the greater good. Some of those decisions are good and some are going to be bad, right? Ain't nobody perfect. But when you see yourself going down the wrong path, you do have a moment to course correct because maybe you thought something was right. I'm a big advocate of trying new things. I mean, that's how you push the culture and societies forward. But you can't do it like this. You don't make $3 million mistakes. I don't understand. It's not computing. So anyway, the saga continues with Super Mayor Tiffany, and I just feel so bad for the people.